story should have ended quietly, but it did not, because apologies do not erase allegations and families do not stay quiet forever. Let me take you through the major developments and the latest update about the Pastor Chris Okafor and Doris Ogala situation. Let me take you all from the beginning. This dispute started when Doris Ogala publicly claimed that she was in a long-term relationship with Pastor Chris Okafor, a prominent tele-evangelist and founder of Mountain of Liberation and Miracle Ministry, and that he promised to marry her but didn't keep up to that promise. According to her public posts and legal correspondence, she claimed that the relationship was serious, lasting years, with what she interpreted as commitment and assurance towards marriage. The conversation intensified dramatically when Pastor Chris Okafor went ahead to marry another woman identified as Pearl while the controversy was ongoing. Doris Ogala's team went ahead to issue a formal letter demanding 1 billion naira in damages, citing emotional stress, reputational harm, and psychological impact due to what she claimed were broken promises, or at least mishandling what she believed was contractual or moral agreement. That demand window was given a 21 days for compliance or legal action will follow up. That was not a small claim. It brought legal pressure into what was already a messy online conflict. As this played out, the situation drew the attention of Very Dark Man, a controversial Nigerian media personality known for exposing scandals.
Chris Okafor, there's no way you will tell me say you know from this one. You know touch Doris Ogala, right? But here's the thing, I saw one nonsense really talk for your church. Like you try one of your members. Are you not the same people that preach that you should not have premarital sex? If you never marry, keep yourself. So you pastor when they preach, they go around, they sleep with your members.
When Doris Ogala was allegedly arrested during the height of this dispute, something that shocked Nigerians, Very Dark Man publicly warned Pastor Chris Okafor to ensure her safety and went ahead to criticize law enforcement handling this case. Then the narrative even included a potential lawsuit Okafor planned to file against Very Dark Man for alleged defamation and cyber harassment. Reacting to this, Doris went ahead to issue a 24-hour ultimatum demanding Okafor drops the lawsuit against VDM, framing the legal actions to be misdirected and aggressive.
I just feel this is not true. Well, I need to hear from Very Dark Man to understand what's really going on. Chris, trust me, if this is real. Chris, trust me, if this is real, I give you 24 hours to come out and tender apology to Very Dark Man. Chris Okafor, I said if this is real, I give you 24 hours to come out and tender apology to Very Dark Man. Why am I even saying 24 hours? I give you 2 hours from the release of this video to come out and tender a public apology to Very Dark Man.
The move effectively shifted part of the conflict into a legal clash between the media whistleblower, the actress, and the pastor's legal team. Under intense public scrutiny, Pastor Chris eventually issued a public apology. In a widely shared footage, including a viral live stream, Pastor Chris Okafor was seen kneeling before his congregation, acknowledging past mistakes while firmly disputing many allegations made against him.
The lady called Doris Ogala. Listen. We're not joining issues. Mistakes have been made in the past. And I tender apology to everybody. But everything that was said is not true. Take note, everything that was said, never true. There are so many lies in most of the things that were said. But how be it? I say, I am sorry to everyone I've offended. To the Doris Ogala, I also say sorry. And I apologize to everyone that I've offended. And once again, I repeat this. I'm ready to make a restitution to anyone and anybody, any lady, anywhere, or man I've offended. I am sorry. Forgive me. I am not perfect. I've never been perfect. But I tell you, I've had a new beginning since the coming of these fathers of faith into my life. I'm kneeling down before everyone and before the church. I'm asking you, forgive me. You can judge me. Pray for me.
Is what roughly included an admission that mistakes were made, an apology to anyone he may have offended, including Doris Ogala, a claim that everything said about him were not true, a statement of willingness to make restitution to anyone harmed. The apology was significant because it was public and emotional. It didn't fully deny wrongdoing, but did push back on specific claims. She used a symbolically powerful act of kneeling, which made the video go viral. Doris Ogala saw this video and accepted the apology, but she went ahead to make two important points. One, that she accepted the apology. Two, that she has issue with him saying that not everything she said were true, and that she's firmly standing on what she said.
Yes, everybody came. Chris has apologized. Some people say, hey, why don't you forgive? Yeah, you have accepted is a good thing. People are hypocrites. Majority of you are hypocrites. He has apologized to the normal Doris, the mortal Doris. The mortal Doris has accepted. It's God done with Doris. I'm just the vessel God is using. God cannot call and I will say no. Majority of you are hypocrites. Hey, you have apologized, you should have accepted it. What am I accepting? That you came out and said, all I said is no. Please, you have not started. You have not started. The mortal Doris accepted your apology. But God in heaven has not accepted it. Because that apology was not sincere. It was not sincere, but it damaged control. Let me tell you people something. People don't think that this is ordinary. People think this is not normal. There is maggot somewhere. There is 5 million maggots somewhere that is in bondage. Some of them in that church, all of them are under hypnosis.
While these two sides appear to have reconciled outwardly in terms of forgiveness, the underlying disagreement over what actually happened remain unresolved. Doris has also gone ahead to make new and explosive claim on social media even after the apology was recorded. Doris alleged that Pastor Chris sent her explicit content allegedly involving his daughter and related private material, which she claimed was deeply disturbing and manipulative.
Who will collect $50,000 for you to do it? You dey craze? Who you want to for your life share? Me, you dey craze? Person wey conscience and mama. And this drama as this man comes to me for you like he sent me the naked video of his daughters. Naked pictures. Just this man can do anything just to protect himself. He doesn't mind who takes before. Now they are trying to come back to say that he said that man up, that girl is not his daughter, blah 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 blah. Now me you want set up. So that I go as I talk $50,000, I talk house, I talk this one, you say they blackmail you, It's not about money, Chris. It's not about money. Any money that you give me, I will chop am, but I will still say the truth. Do you think they saw me ordinary and they brought me their ways? That I'm the only one in the mix of these mafias. This man get might send me naked picture of his own daughters. I'm shocked. This man can do anything to anybody.
And she claimed that there are other victims of this pastor, including a woman and a son, and which she claimed that in time she might spill them out. She even claimed that if faces were shown in certain allegations, a DNA test would not be necessary, hinting at the seriousness of what she was alleging. After weeks of total silence from Pastor Chris Okafor, a video was now circulating of Pastor Chris Okafor's daughter addressing allegations against him. In that video circulating online, she made a bombshell claim against her father, alleged misconduct, directly engaging in the controversy.
That he wanted to speak to me. And after I went in, he was, standing behind the door, and then he locked the door and he said I should sit down. And I sat on his bed and he started speaking to me. He started telling me that he knows that I always feel bad because of how he treats me differently from my siblings, but he's only doing that because he loves me and he wishes that fathers could marry their daughters, that he would have gotten married to me. And that was when he started to touch me all over my body. And in that moment, I was sitting very still and frozen because I could not really understand what was going on. And that was how he continued. On different occasions, he would call me. Like another time, he called me and then he locked the door again and then he started trying to kiss me all over on my lips and all over my body. And it felt like I was quiet for a long time because for me, as at that time, I was somebody that was so desperately seeking the validation of my father. I was alone in the house. I didn't have any siblings of my own. So the fact that he was talking to me, at least for me, all I was thinking about at that time was, okay, if this is going to at least make my dad talk to me, this is going to make him treat me equally and fairly, then okay. And there was a day I had a terrible dream, and as a man of God that he is, I went to meet him so we would pray together. And that was the night that he almost, but it didn't happen. I think he saw how scared I was and how I was sweaty and shaky on the bed, so he said I could leave and I left. And that was when I was able to use the teacher's phone in school, and I decided to tell my mom about all that was going on. Then the next week or a few days after, she came to get me from the house, and that was how I left.
How old were you then?
I was about 14, 15 years old at that time.
Wow. So when you told your mom, what did she do about it?
She cried so much, and she was serving at that time. She was in I think she was in the northern state, so she had to come back, she had to calm down. And mind you, I don't know if I should put this out there, but he also forcefully had his way with my mom when she was 15. That was how she was pregnant. That was how she got pregnant.
You raped your mom? You were born.
Yes, out of.
They brought a whole new level of complexity. The pastor's own family's dynamics is not involved in this public dispute. And with all of this narrative, it fuels people's interpretations of this controversy, whether it is personal, it is generational, or both. Videos of this nature, especially when it involves children or family members, they tend to go viral. And this one in particular was no exception. This moment is not about Pastor Chris and Doris Ogala anymore. It has expanded to question about internal church life, custody, relationship, and personal behavior. According to reports, the pastor has opened up about his failed marriage and custody battle separation, saying the divorce happened when his children were still very young and the court granted him custody, and he raised the children on his own for many years, with his daughter being around 15 and his son being around 17. He went ahead to deny the allegation of inappropriate conduct towards his children and went ahead to involve his children publicly to affirm that those claims were untrue.
Since you know me as your father, I gave birth to you. Have I ever hurt you in any way in this? Huh?
No.
Has it ever happened in any way?
No.
If you lie, God will judge you, God will punish you. Has it ever happened?
No.
In any way?
No.
Has never happened?
No.
Never! It is the story that can be told, and people will say this man is an occult man.
He claimed that this controversy surfaced because he remarried, and all of this were being done just to destroy his image and ministry. This entire saga has exploded online, generating meme, debates, serious criticism, and it has attracted some voices like commentator Solomon Buchi, who even publicly urged Pastor Chris Okafor to step down because of how this allegation has reflected on his credibility and leadership. Others have come out to defend the pastor, saying that investigation should be done properly rather than through social media. Meanwhile, social media activists like Barry Darkman stayed involved, raising concern for the actress' treatment and future release from custody in the earlier dispute. This is no longer a personal story. It has become a national conversation about power, accountability, fame, clergy conduct, and media influence. One of the biggest risks about this whole thing is that Doris claimed Pastor Chris offered her $10,000 to retract some of her claim and blame it on others.
Chris, you see me finish it. Honestly, you see me finish it. But this is $10,000. They gave me this one $5,000 last night. We talked and talked. He was pleading and all that. This man, and then he gave me this one this afternoon. This time, like 20 minutes ago. So I decided to keep them. When I see them together, then I'll make a video. This man is just mad. Can you imagine this man wanted me to come and see that all the pastors or few pastors was the one who sent me to come and fight him? I should put it on the pastor's head, then I'll come out and I'll debunk everything I said and all that and all that.
She insisted that this was not a blackmail, but proved that negotiations were happening. Every day when we think the story is ended or is about to end, a new claim, a new accusation comes out. My question to you is that, where do you think this story stands at? With that being said, do not forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to this channel for more updates and trending topics. Until then, I will be seeing you in my next video.